Hello and welcome back to Karma Stories. I'm Rob and I hope you are having a wonderful day today. Today I have a single story that comes to us with 4 updates. It's from the Best of Redditors Update subreddit, but was originally posted to Am I the Butthole? Before we start today, if you're on YouTube, if you could just double check and make sure you're subscribed down below, I would really appreciate it. And if you have a moment, drop a like on the video because it really does help us out. Alright, on to today's story. Let's jump right in. This story comes to us from Fancy a Panda. Am I the butthole for refusing to co-sign my sister's mortgage after my parents went behind my back? I, 28 female, have been busting my butt for years to save for my own house. I work in software, so I make decent money, but it still takes forever to build up a good down payment. Meanwhile, my younger sister, 25 female, is in grad school with barely any credit. Our parents, both mid-50s, found a house near them and decided she needs it. They made an offer without telling me, and now the deal only goes through if I co-sign. The problem? I had no clue they'd do this. My parents basically dropped a bomb. You have the best credit score, co-sign so your sister can get the house. They also hinted I should chip in for the down payment because you've got the money. If I co-sign, I'll be on the hook if my sister can't pay. She's still in school, has debt, and zero backup plan. The bank might also reject my future mortgage application, since they'll see I'm already tied to another loan. But my parents say I'm selfish and forgetting family values. My sister's calling me a monster for leaving her stranded, and my mom threatened to cut off any future financial help, like wedding money, if I don't help right now. Some relatives think it's insane my parents tried to rope me into this after they already made the offer. Others say I should just do it for the family's sake. I feel guilty, but also mad they put me in this spot. Am I the butthole for protecting my own finances, or are they wrong for strong-arming me into co-signing a mortgage I never wanted in the first place? OP added an edit down at the bottom. It says, edit, I'm actually adopted, laughing my butt off, forgot to mention in my confused and angry state. My parents adopted me when I was very young because they'd been struggling to conceive. A few years later, they had my younger sister naturally, which was a huge deal to them. She was their miracle baby. Ever since, it felt like my role in the family became the older adopted one, while she was the golden child who could do no wrong. Growing up, I was expected to pitch in more, be more responsible, and generally look out for my sister. I worked my butt off in school, snagged scholarships, and eventually landed a good job in software. All the while, I felt like my family mostly saw me as the fallback option in case anyone needed financial or emotional support. Now that I'm actually building my own life, saving for a house, focusing on my career, I'm realizing how my success just makes me look like a bigger piggy bank to my parents. The more independent I become, the clearer it is that I need to separate myself from the constant guilt trips and the unspoken expectation that I'll always bail them or my sister out. I love them, but I can't keep sacrificing my own future to maintain a dynamic where I'm never the priority. Jumping down to the comments on this one, there's one from a user called IndependentStan351. It says, absolutely do not co-sign. Not the butthole if you refuse. Let your mom not pay for the wedding. If she's threatening now, she will again. In the end, she probably won't. But that's not the main reason not to co-sign. The main reason is there's a huge chance you will be in debt for a house that is not yours. Another user down below called Celtic Muse Book said, so your sister is the golden child and you are not. Don't co-sign that loan. Tell your parents to give your sister the wedding money. And since your finances won't be a dumpster fire, as they would if you co-sign that loan, you'll pay for your own wedding. And be sure to send them a picture since obviously they won't be there. Tell them how much you appreciate them freeing you from having to care for them as they age, since that will fall 100% to your sister. Not the butthole, but your family is really toxic. Can we touch on one other thing here? The sister is in school, and they have a bunch of debt. They don't need a house. There's no way they could pay for a house. And the parents are incredibly dumb for thinking that they could just put in the offer and the sister would be okay. OP, I know you didn't say it in your actual story, but I feel like you've helped them out before in the past. And at this point, you need to cut that off because they're expecting it from you, but you're not getting anything in return. Alright, OP updated this one 3 times. We're gonna jump into the first one now. This update is titled Update, Not Co-signing, Standing Firm, and Moving On. Okay, so here's where I'm at. I'm absolutely not signing my sister's mortgage, and I'm definitely not pitching in for any down payment. This whole thing was the final push I needed to realize how messed up our family dynamic has been for ages. I mean, I've always known it was bad, but having them basically try to volunteer me and my finances without even asking just crossed a line I can't ignore anymore. I'm done. I've decided to cut ties. I'm already in the process of dropping any financial entanglements we might have, cutting off shared accounts, making sure they can't use my information for anything, and basically scrubbing them from my finances. My job lets me work remotely, so I'm planning to move out of state soon. That was always in the back of my mind, but now it feels urgent. I need space, distance, and a real shot at a normal life without the constant guilt trips. I'm also locking down my credit, freezing it, changing passwords, everything. I'm not taking any chances that someone might try to open a line of credit in my name. I've seen enough horror stories, and I'm not about to become one. Thankfully, I'm not alone in all this. My close friends have been incredible. They're basically my real family at this point, helping me pack, offering me a place to stay if I need it, reminding me that I'm not crazy for wanting to protect my future. They've been the biggest source of support, and I'm honestly so grateful to have them in my corner. So yeah, that's it. I'm not signing. I'm leaving. I'm done. If my family wants to blow up at me for abandoning them, so be it. I've got to look out for myself, my credit, and my sanity. Here's to hoping things only get better from here. Everyone who commented their 2 cents are amazing people, and I thank you all for your support while I'm dealing with this. Truly, thank you. Jumping down to the comments on this one, we have one from a user called BigDarnHero1113. It says, absolutely the right move. Your parents were wrong for even asking. As someone who did the same cutting ties, it can be hard sometimes, but write yourself a letter of why you cut ties to be able to read if you ever consider reconnecting. Another commenter down below called Brainchild110 said, get yourself a credit score monitoring app on your phone. If they so much as cough in the direction of your credit, it'll tell you. Alright, for the first commenter, I think OP has already written down why they're going no contact. If they want a reminder, they just need to come back to Reddit and look at their 4 posts on here. As far as the other commenter goes with the credit score monitoring app, well, that was a little bit of foreshadowing. Let's get into OP's next update now. This update is titled, Discovered a Credit Card in My Name. Okay, I was really hoping my previous post would be the last one, but here I am. I didn't expect it to turn into a bigger mess. After deciding not to co-sign the mortgage for my sister, I started taking extra precautions with my finances, locking down my credit, pulling my full credit reports, like you all suggested. I wanted to be absolutely sure no one could use my information without me knowing. That's when I stumbled on an active credit card I didn't open. Some of you guys warned me, and I guess I wasn't fast enough to lock it down. It's been around for a couple of years now. It wasn't being used, but I'm assuming my parents wanted to keep it from me with the intention of using it as leverage. As of yesterday, the statements show purchases that look a lot like household expenses. The billing address on file points right back to my parents' home. I confronted them via text because I'm currently a couple hours away with a close friend. They claimed I benefited from these expenses, which doesn't make much sense. Also, it explains why they assumed I'd be okay with co-signing. Turns out, they've been using my credit for a while. Needless to say, I feel completely betrayed. This wasn't some tiny oversight. My parents have been quietly using my name to fund their expenses. Now, I'm talking to a professional to figure out whether I should dispute the charges or close the account outright without tanking my own credit in the process. It's nerve-wracking realizing how they went behind my back even before this mortgage BS. At this point, I'm even more determined to move out of state to get distance from all this. My job is thankfully remote friendly, so relocating won't wreck my career. My friends have been amazing, offering support so I don't completely lose my mind. If it weren't for them, I'd be a mess right now. I'm not trying to be vindictive or overdramatic, I just need to protect myself. The trust is gone, and I don't see how I can maintain a healthy relationship with people who thought this was okay. It's sad, and I wish it didn't come to this, but I've got to prioritize my own future. I'll let you know if anything else major happens, but for now, I'm focused on fully separating my finances from my family, getting ready to move, and making sure I don't pay the price, credit-wise, for something I never agreed to. It's scary, but I'm hoping it'll be worth it to finally have a life and a credit score of my own. Jumping down to the comments on this one, we have one from a user called S. Franchich. It says, well, if they opened a credit card in your name, that is considered identity theft. You should file a police report. Let the chips fall where they may. Another commenter down below called Away We Throw LA said, hang in there, don't forget to check with Check System to make sure they haven't used your name to sign leases and utilities that won't show up in a regular credit bureau check. OP, I completely agree with the commenters on this one. Your quote-unquote parents are trying to screw over your future. They don't care about you. Walk into the police station with all the evidence you have and file that report. They'll get the find out to their F around. One of the biggest things to learn in a situation like this as well is do not make a single payment towards that card, because if you do that, it means you're at least somewhat accepting that debt. Report it to the police, get it done, they'll deal with it, you can just walk away. Alright, OP updated this one more time, it was 10 months later. This update is titled, Am I the Butthole? I could potentially make my sister homeless. A year after cutting off my family, my name showed up on a recorded deed of trust. Last year, I cut my parents off and thought that was the end. They tried to force me to co-sign a mortgage for my younger sister, called me selfish when I refused, and I found a credit card opened in my name at their address. I froze my credit, shut everything down, moved out of state, and told myself, done, no more access. I was wrong. This week, a letter from the county recorder shows up about a newly recorded deed of trust with my updated address. I pull the record, my full legal name as co-borrower, a signature that's supposed to be mine, and a hometown notary stamp. I did not apply for this loan. I did not sign this loan. I was not even in the same state the day they claim I sat with a notary. I called the lender's fraud department and asked for the e-sign audit trail. The IP used for my signature, my parents' Wi-Fi. I emailed the notary. She replied in writing that she saw me over FaceTime and matched my ID from a photo my mom provided. That is not legal. That's I didn't do my job, and now I'm part of a crime. Here's what I have: the deed listing me as co-borrower, the fake signature and stamp, the lender's e-sign audit with their IP, records placing me out of state, and last year's police report from the secret credit card. So I acted. Filed a police report for identity theft and forgery with exhibits. Filed a state notary complaint with her written admission. Filed an FTC identity theft affidavit. Sent a fraud packet to the lender demanding removal of my name and treating the acknowledgement as defective. Extended my 7-year fraud alert, refroze all bureaus, locked my USPS address, opened a P.O. box, retained a lawyer, sent my parents a written cease and desist, stay out of my finances. All contact is email only. I'm not giving them time to fix it quietly. I'm not offering a refinance window. I'm not protecting them so my sister doesn't have to move. If this loan collapses, it's because they built it on my stolen identity. That's on them. But she'll lose her house. If your roof depends on a forged co-borrower, you never had a house, you had a countdown. This is absolutely ridiculous, and I feel like I'm out of my mind. I thought this was all behind me, I guess not. I've had some amazing help over the last year trying to piece my life back together, but things are so crappy right now. I don't care if she ends up homeless, F them, I'm so done. Jumping down to the comments on this one, we have one from a user called Sir EDC a lot. It says, good for you, OP. This isn't about your sister. This is about a financial crime perpetrated against you. I'd also consider flat out suing your parents for emotional distress and the lost time you've spent dealing with this crap. Push this all the way, even if it means jail time for someone. Yes, OP, what they have done at this point is definitely a crime. It's not an oops, I made a mistake, it's not accidental, It's a federal crime and somebody needs to pay for it. I hope sincerely that you can get away from them finally, fully and completely, live your own life, have your own financials, and not have to worry about them. Having the book thrown at them is likely the way to do that. Please make sure you take this all the way, and I really hope in the future that we get another update from you. Alright, we'll go ahead and end this one here. If you enjoyed this episode, make sure to follow us on your preferred podcasting platform. If you're on YouTube, please hit that subscribe button and drop a like on the video. It really does help us out. I thank each and every one of you for watching and listening. I hope you have a wonderful day, and we'll see you tomorrow.